Cheers, Moggy. Good night. Taking the 0800 departure to Hempstead. Express to Floral Park, all stations to Hempstead. Put a piston back into a Peckett on Sunday. Yeah, I think you mentioned it yesterday. Actually, nice one. I saw your picture on Facebook today. Yeah, some of the tones are a bit loud, aren't they, Koja? I would agree with that. Welcome back, Flying Scotsman. How are you? Two coaches, 2 metre single track circuit. Oh yeah, the working headlights, yeah. It was a cracking set, that, wasn't it? Alright, lights are all set up now. Right, it's got the ATC and the alert kicked in. Into CAT Executive Yellow, nice. My favourite livery of all time is the Great Western Trains Merlin though. I love that livery on the HS2. Followed closely by BR Blue. And then into C. I take it sound is all still in sync? Ayrton's favourite livery for an A4. Go on, Captain. Enlighten. Intercity. Class. Code change point coming up now. Not yet, Captain Jenks. Clear up to 80. Let's wait for the track speed limit to go up as well. Yeah, indeed, Rob, indeed. I'd like to see the heritage stuff. So I'd rather see it, the way that they've done it, than not see it at all. They painted a 313 or 315 in BR blue grey, didn't they? Except they had to paint the doors grey, which did look a bit odd. Hey Mickle, you saw the latest studio update, did you? Pops just then. So it hasn't been popping much tonight either. That seems to be much improved. Ah, and that seems to have timed in with a skip frame detection. The title's been tainted. What does the title say? Train Sim World, Matt's Marmite Buffet Car Express. I blame Moggy for that, personally. Either Moggy or JP. .9 miles to Floral. Well, I thought that word had been banned as well, Red Devil Dom, but clearly not banned enough. It needs to be banned more. Third rail is covered. I'll show you it in a minute, Moriko. It's got like a plank over the top. Drops me back over to the correct line. Working in Hicksville next week. We'll be on the Long Island from Penn. Should I go full nerd and drive this on my laptop whilst riding it in real life? You know what? This year I not found. That scares the heck out of someone sitting next to you if they don't know what you're doing. It's really amusing. Someone was telling me once they were on a Pendolino ride down the West Coast main line, and they'd set it up on their machine so that they could drive the same journey along the way and see how, just to compare notes. And so they were driving the Pendolino on TS as they were going down in the Pendolino. An old lady that was sitting next to him, after about, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, leaned over to him and said, "Shouldn't you be in the front?" Yeah, at that point, when I was running, walk away, use the toilet. Come back to find the person left to your person who was sitting next to you, having a heart failure, panicking. I mean, to be fair, from what I understand, it was, you know, little old lady territory, so wouldn't necessarily expect them to understand the technology, but it was amusing. Oh yes, third rail. I was going to show you the third rail. Oh, hello. Does that make more sense now, Moricom? There is kind of a regular third rail underneath there, but it's covered by a whiteboard. Flying in a C-130, pilot came down from the deck, pulling two strings, handed the strings to two seamen, told him to hold his string level while he took a nap. Oh dear. It's amazing, isn't it, Mikkel? We still get that when we do the model railway exhibitions. The number of times people will come up and be like, "This is amazing. How long's this been around? Is it new?" And be like, "Well, as a hobby, it's been around 18 years." Oh. All you can do is just keep spreading the word as far and wide as you can. Stuart Manor coming up next. This year I will not found. Rail Simulator was 2007, if I recall. So 12. And to think, fundamentally, up until very recently when this came out, we were still basically using that product. I mean, TS1 is still out there and still being used, and that's based on Rail Simulator. See it a bit better at the ends. I was flying a drone in the 6-foot, Captain Jinx. That's fine. It's different because I said so. You only heard about Train Sim World PS4 in September. Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do to get the message out other than just keep banging on about it everywhere you can. Everyone who wants to find it will find it eventually. Oh, it's hard enough to get licensing. You don't want to put more like that. And a lot of the times they don't actually manage that stuff. That's all outsourced to other companies. So they got nothing. They got no part in that generally, Rob. Garden City. Oh, that's interesting, Mickle. I wonder as well. Volunteering for us, one of the best things we've ever done. Really enjoying your time on the railway. We should have done it years ago. That's good. No, as long as you enjoy it, Captain Jenks, I'm sure you would actually. Carl Leonard, which area should you set your next workshops now? Sending the duff out. It depends what you're doing and what kind of a train. If it's 47, then it's not modern image, is it? What route is it on? Take a page out in Manchester Evening News or New York or Yorkshire Echo. We've tried that sort of stuff in the past actually, and it sort of varyingly doesn't work. We had magazine adverts, all sorts of things. Captain Jenks, let's fill that jar. Thank you very much. What about Shap and use the blue 47, Kyle? Right, Country Life Press. So we're coming from here. Got a red light, so we're waiting for the train to come off the branch. Thanks again, Captain Jenks. Yeah, they do various takeovers on a number of sites around big launches. Red Devil Dom. I can't. PC Game Zen is one of the ones we do as well. Cold calling. Just go and bang on all the doors. Have you got a console? You need to go and buy a train simulator. Bye. Move on. Go. Thank you very much, Captain Jenks. I think you've just about got it filled. Yeah, I met up with the Outside Xbox group. We did like a press launch event, yeah, I met up with some guys there. It was really good conversation. Oh, what a mess, Captain Jenks. But thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, they sat and sort of played the game and talked to us about it for a little while. Hey, it's Dimitri. How's it going? Thank you very much, Derek. Sprinter! This is the last of your bits for the Christmas cracker joke. What does Santa say when he flies backwards? Oh, oh, oh. Rob, how is interest in Wally, or would model sellers feel threatened? It depends. It's actually not uncommon for the model railway community to feel threatened by the virtual trains. Sadly, they think that people will do train sim instead of model railways, and then, to be honest, in a lot of cases, what it does is certainly the younger generation play it when the older generation don't want to support the younger generation playing with the model trains. But then what they do is they build up that interest, they build up a knowledge and a particular interest. They learn about the railways, and by the time they're a bit older, they then become actually really productive members of model railway clubs and things. So I think it's a really positive thing for model railways, but I guess I'm also biased from that perspective. So I think the clubs would like nothing more, or the retailers would like nothing more than to have the youngsters buying their sets, and like them, young lads with their, or young girls and lads with their train sims, train sets, the way it used to be. But I don't think it'll be like that now, because it's too expensive. Which means that you buy the set first. You're not going to buy a £200 train set for a 4-year-old and not panic every time they put their hands anywhere near the locomotive. But yeah, interest at Worley in the stand was epic. Very, very busy all the time. People haven't got room anymore either. No, that's a common thing as well. Yeah, indeed, Gouger. Model railways are an epitome of a luxury at this point, because you're not only even have to have money for the sets and the controllers, which are getting more and more expensive. Gone are the days when you just buy a Hammond and Morgan controller for 50 quid or something. Now you're buying DCC controllers, and they can be 2-3 times that. But then, in addition to all of that, you've also got to have space to put it in, which might involve converting some of the land in your back garden, building a shed on it or something. That's just epic amounts of hassle and cost. The flashy 15 is because I'm running in no transponder data territory, so it's defaulted me to 15 for cab signalling purposes. Rob, it varies, to be honest, depending on the price range, the model type, the class and all the rest of it. Anything from about 50 to £70 up to anything you want to pay. Even for a 00 gauge, they can be expensive now. What's better, TSW or TS? It's a bit of each, actually, because TS has got a lot more content. So chances are you'll find the thing you want to drive, whereas this has got a relatively limited amount of content. But the graphics, the detail, the performance, the features, the physics, everything's a lot better on TSW. So if the trains you want to drive are in TSW, then I would definitely go for TSW. However, full disclosure, totally biased on that. Better yet, get both. Wait for a sale, get them both, and enjoy the wide range of content. Better yet, turf one of the kids out and use their room, yeah. Right, that's everything. Right, ready to rock. Hey, main screen. It's the first time you've seen it. Yeah, the graphics on Train Sim World are pretty decent. Looks like I shut the doors. Signal, good to go. 15 limit. Original ECML to do it on, okay. Or do it on Riviera Modern, but do a sort of a BR Blue themed set of stock for it, essentially. Another option. Nice and scenic. Briefly getting to speed up. Speed limit starts the other side of the platform. Good night, Moricom. Right, we're on a 15 limit, starting any second now. In fact, it's already started. Code change points coming up in 50 yards. How do the advanced features on this work? First time I've seen you stream this properly. How do you mean advanced features, Capjacks? There's nothing particularly advanced about this one. Red Devil Dom, I'm going to continue with the headphones or change it up again. I might replace these with a better set. Maybe the ones that hook around my ear, so that these ones keep falling out. But I'm liking this this approach. I'm actually preferring to some extent. I use the other ones when I'm watching a movie or something. But for the stream, these ones are quite decent. My head doesn't feel like it's being weighed down through after the stream as well. Oh, the 15 safety alarms and the signalling. Yeah, so this is what they call ATC. This is based on the signalling. So that's separate to track speed. So the idea is to run at the lowest of the two. They're not necessarily going to be related. It is just a case of when this thing drops, you have to acknowledge it and then slow down the speed to get to it. It's relatively straightforward to actually use. It's a bit different because effectively it will change without warning. You'll be doing 80 and it will suddenly drop to 60, and now technically you're overspeeding, but that's fine. The alarm will start, you put this thing to decelerate, and then the alarm stops. Always found in-ear headphones uncomfortable. I'm getting used to it. I kind of like the fact. What I might look at is like a long time ago I used to have headphones that wrapped around the back. I found those quite decent. I don't mind this wire at all. Having a wire is okay, because it means I haven't got to fight with battery. The battery on my G933, I think I've knackered it, so I'm going to have to get another battery for it. But the wire is working out okay. It's not really getting in the way that much. Yeah, there is that, Daffy, as well. Because if I've got over-the-ear headphones on and I take my glasses off, I've kind of got to get the headphones off to put my glasses back on again properly. Otherwise they go over the headset. This year I've not found ATC going to be in place on all passenger airlines in the US soon. Do you not mean PTC? PTC is what they're deploying at the moment. You could green screen and position yourself in the driver's seat. Yeah, I've got a load of cab pictures. I used to do that. I need to get... When I get back onto TS1, I will try and get the TS Connect working again, so that I can set all that, get the map working and all the rest of it. Get back to the glorious days. $300 yards to the code change point. Ugh. Spare me. Definitely, do you guys go on location, take pics and record sounds for the Lear? Not in this one at all. We weren't able to get a reference strip at all, but we do when we can. Right, there's the code change point, up to 70. When you restream these days, every couple of seconds it freezes for a millisecond. Are you single PC still, Captain Jenks? Because I'm noticing that slobs with the settings I'm using at the moment, there's no way I could run the game on it at the same time. It's using 60% of the CPU. hello. Stopping you. Ah, look at that. Passengers have just broken every bone in their body, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. Rob, there's been a bunch of interest from the real railways about using Train Sim and Train Sim World for route learning and so forth, but truth is, that's not what this game is about. This is a video game, and it's not built with all of the precision that you would need for an actual route learning simulator. There's a whole level of insurances and all sorts of things that would... And not only that, just feeling comfortable as a simple bug that someone would just talk about on the forums and go, duh, DTG, might kill someone in real life if they didn't understand something. So there's a degree of... No, it's not meant for that. It's a 30 quid or 40 quid entertainment product, that's what it's meant for. Yes, it was actually this year. Are not found. Back in the early days. Stuart Manor. Stuart, yeah, that's my house. So certainly based on what I'm seeing out of slobs at the moment, Captain Jenks, I would probably recommend you stick with OBS. Because I can't imagine running the game at the same time on this. And I still need to find out why it thinks it needs 60% CPU, which is double what OBS was using. But otherwise than that, I mean, as long as you set your settings up to be sensible for what your machine can cope with in terms of keyframes, make sure it's every 2 seconds, set your bitrate up. OBS had the same problem. Oh, okay. In that case, set up slobs and see if you can figure out how to make that one work then, because it is better than OBS without a doubt. I don't know what will cause these micro freezes though. All I could suggest is, have you got? There's a setting in there about the tune, and you need to set that to 0 latency. Ooh, I've got an achievement. Along for the ride. Can you monitor your CPU load while you're streaming? T-U-N-E, Captain Jenks. T-U-N-E. Tune. Tunes. And then the setting inside it that you want in the drop-down box is 0 latency. Yes, I'm aware of PTG Rail, Rob. It's in settings, so the cogwheel in the top right corner of slobs, under output, I think, and somewhere in there. There's other settings near it that say things like very high and so forth. Then it's the bottom one of that little group that says tune. Yeah, the problem though, Stubby, is that if he's playing the game full screen, he might not be able to see see any of that. So you want to get it logged to a disk so that you can, at the end of a run, you can then go and have a look at it. So you want to use something like perfmon to record CPU while you play the game and stream, and then go and see if you're getting big spikes in there, which roughly coincide with the stream, or with your 1 millisecond gaps. It's also good to get a log that you can review it as well. You should also have a look in Slob's log file, Captain Jenks, because you might find that you're getting tons of skip frames and things like that. I've got some. I'm going to have a look at them afterwards and find out what the story is with those. Hey there, XASW, how you doing? Game capture's the best, Daffies. Window capture next, display capture next, I think. Something like that. I mean, I use two machines, so I'm doing video capture. Do you know all the signals use yellow lights instead of green, yellow and red? Because they didn't have colour lights in these days, they just had single LED bulbs. I say these days, when those signals first were set up, which was a long time ago. So they used position lights rather than colour lights. Express to Jamaica. To me that it's not actually, the teeth aren't there. I don't know where the log file is, Captain Jenks. Might have to Google that one. There is, I've noticed at the bottom on mine, I've got things like where it says CPU, frames per second, dropped frames and all that lot. You've got another one, I've got a big red thing that says skipped frames detected. So maybe you want to look for that. And see if you're getting any skipped frames detected. It's a bit random. If you are, then but at the end of the session you should be able to see on the bottom of Slobs if you've got anything showing up. I can't show you the screen because it's on the wrong machine, but... AOE1010, thank you for the follow. A1010, this is a Long Island Railroad M7. Four miles to Jamaica. Hopefully we get code change point, boost us to 80 now. Yeah. When am I going to stream Southern Belle from the Spectrum? I don't know. At some point, I do want to do that. I want to have a day of other older games like Southern Belle, Evening Star, that Railfan one on the PS3. 8 and 10. Not tonight. It's not tonight. This is my last one tonight, but perhaps next time. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, so I'll see if I can lay on some Amtrak tomorrow. Right, dropping to 35 miles per hour shortly. It's Hillside Station. Yeah, I know Ferramero, a tube type route would be very good. Get no argument from me there. Real engines in stock cars scenario. What? Roll into Jamaica now, nearly there. XASW, after this DLC and the team have a lot to live up to. We keep trying. We keep trying to do better each time. I think they succeed. The team is succeeding brilliantly. Wait till you see the next one. Whoa! Ferramero, yeah, the other one that sounds like an alert, well, sorry, acts like an alert but isn't, shouldn't be there. That's a bug. It's actually part of access, believe it or not, that seems to have bled through. So yeah, that's that'll be that's going to get switched off in an update. Send me over your log file. I'll have a look, Captain Jackson. See if anything stands out. Woohoo, finished. I wonder if I get the achievement. Ooh, many points. Ooh, Long Island went up to level 9. Excellent. I got green marks everywhere as well. Look at that.